Intentional men don't cheat. Here's why.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
In this video, I want to break down the reasons why an intentional man could never cheat. Now, I know there's going to be women that jump in my comments and say, there's no such thing as good men and blah, blah, blah. We're not talking to y'all. Okay, anybody who don't believe we exist and don't have any, faith that it's possible, we ain't even interested in entertaining you. But let me break it down to you. When I say a man who is intentional, I mean a man who has gone through things in his life. He has learned his lessons, and he is at a stage in life where he wants better. He wants to be better. He feels like he deserves better, and so therefore he does better. Okay? So I'm going to break down why intentional men don't cheat, period. Number one, it's never one thing. And keep this in mind. Keep an open mind to this. It's never one thing. If a man cheats, first he has to realize that he's not truly fulfilled in the relationship. Okay, so that's one. Then he has to make himself available to other women in order to gain outside options. Then he has to entertain them covertly. That's three. Okay. Then he must lie to you about where he's been, whether it's directly or lying by omission. So he has a deceitful nature about him. Okay? And lying by omission is still a lie. A direct lie is when you say, nah, I didn't go over there, when you really did. Lying by omission is when someone asks you where you been and you said, I went here. You mentioned everything else you did, but that thing that would convict you, that is still a lie. Okay? They have the ability to momentarily detach from you emotionally in order to have relations with another woman or women. So this is not an intentional man. If a man has done this or has the ability to do this, he has not gone through his life and made honest change and adjustments because he wants to do better and he wants better. And because he is better. So this video isn't to say that no men cheat. They do. It's happening every day. Someone's cheating as we're talking right now. But intentional men, they don't cheat. It goes against their nature. It's counterintuitive. It goes against his goal, the outcome he's trying to reach. Number two, an intentional man pursued you in the beginning because you had everything he knew would keep him devoted long term. Your looks, emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, your morals, the respect you've shown him, your levels of compassion, loyalty, and your ability to have healthy communication. Therefore, any problem between the two of you can be worked out by simply communicating. In the event that his wants change, he'd leave before indulging in a toxic relationship. Worst case scenario, an intentional man will walk away if what he wants changes. He's not going to stay in the relationship with you and want someone or something different because he knows the outcome is going to be a toxic relationship. And that is what has influenced his change to begin with. He didn't want another toxic relationship. So again, an intentional man doesn't cheat. Cheating is toxic. He walks away. He leaves. Number three, he has been hurt that way himself and in the past and fully understands how devastating it would be to hurt you like that. That's what influenced his change to begin with. He has empathy and maintains his position in the world by not being or becoming part of the problem. So, back to the root word, intentional or intentionality. He is doing everything that he does is with the main purpose in mind. So to cheat is to neglect his purpose and to choose an alternate route, which is counterproductive and counterintuitive. It is not that hard for me to walk away from a woman if she is not serving my purpose. It is not that hard for me to leave a woman if I feel like another woman is more qualified to fit in that position. I am not looking for a temporary fix or a momentary, thrill or pastime activity. That goes against me being intentional. Number 4, cheaters are selfish. They've decided that they want something else, which is perfectly fine. But they also want you too. Or bare minimum, they didn't want someone else to have you. In this case, he must have the ability to live a duality. A duality is when you have the ability to live multiple lives, which implies he's a professional liar and a manipulator, therefore not an intentional man. I'm going to break it down. Number 5, men in general do not turn for the worse. They just get tired of pretending and revert back to them true selves, to their true selves. Nobody's going through life and has established himself as a good man. No, he has established his image of a good man. But if you established yourself as a good man and you know who you are, you don't turn for the worst. You don't wake up one day and say, fuck it, I don't want to be a good man no more. I want to be a dog. Yeah, all these bad boys out here got it good, man. Look at all these women. I'm out here at home with her, and I can have all of them. I want that. No, that's not how it goes. If he wants that, he's always wanted that. It's always been something that's been in the inside of him. He's been pretending this whole time. When a man changes, he changes for the better. If he changes for the worse, he's not changing. He's reverting to his true identity. What you are seeing, you better believe that's him. Now, if he's out here cheating and lying, guess what? He ain't an intentional man. This part right here is for the women. Okay? These are signs that you are talking to an intentional man and not a manipulator. So if these things you haven't seen or you're not seeing, then you're not dating an intentional man. Number 1, his words match his actions 100% of the time. 100, not 98%. 100. His integrity, he knows his word is his bond. He knows without what he says being true and authentic to his true character, and everything that his mouth says has to reflect what's on the inside of his body, his mind, his heart, his intentionality. He cannot veer away from that. Everything he says will match his actions 100% of the time. And if he does make a mistake, and if in a situation where he couldn't follow through and do something that he said he was going to do, he is going to be transparent and say, I couldn't make it to do that because of this. You are going to have a logical, honest explanation as to why he couldn't make something happen. And on the inside of his brain, he's going to be upset because he let himself down, because his word, the adhesiveness to his word is not as strong as it should be. And he will attempt to make that up to you because he wants to put it back at 100. That's one. Number two, he isn't ashamed of himself. This is important because people who hide things from you are dealing with shame. They don't want to be judged, criticized, or exposed for their true identity. So his level of transparency is going to be high because even if he's done something that can be frowned upon in his past, he can tell you about it. You know why he can tell you about it? Because he's not still living that same lifestyle. He's made changes. He's proud of himself on the inside. He's motivated by change for the better. If somebody has done something that they cannot tell you what they've done, they still have that same energy and same capabilities to do it in the future and moving forward. Anything that you are lying about, you are still dealing with it currently. You are still trying to hide it currently. Therefore, you are ashamed. An intentional man, he knows who he was and where he came from. He's made the adjustments and he has nothing to hide. You can judge him based off of that all you want to, because it's not like he feels like he's judged in the present, because you're not even speaking about the version of the man that he's become. Number three, everything he says can be validated. If he told you anything about his past and then you go around it happens to me. I'll tell a woman about my past and then we go around my family and then my family is telling the same stories I told her. And she looks at me like, okay, I ain't had no reason to lie. I told you I got $3 in my bank account. I could pull it up on my phone. Here you go. $3 is in there. We don't have to lie about our money. Everything an intentional man says can be validated. Facts. Number four, he wants a healthy, happy relationship. Knowing his woman is genuinely happy is what makes him secure in his manhood and is what motivates him to keep going. He won't let fights linger until resentment is formed and gets to a point of no return. So an unintentional man could either pick a fight with you, or if you bring something to his attention, it evolves into a fight, but then there's no resolution. This fight lasts for 4 or 5 days, maybe weeks or longer. And that is what gives men or women, but in this, for the sake of this video, that's what gives a man in general the nerve, the room, the space, the thoughts of deceit and manipulation and cheating. That bitterness, that resentment, that unresolved feeling. Now, let's say worst case scenario, you picked a fight with him or you were difficult to deal with and you weren't a happy woman and you were just hard to satisfy. He'd leave. I'm single to this day because I was with a woman who didn't matter what I did, she couldn't be satisfied. I don't believe she cheated on me. I just believe that she was trying to make my job harder for no reason because she wanted to milk me for everything I could possibly provide. And that is not my intentions. I do not intend on being manipulated and used. I do not believe that the man's role in a woman's life is to be just drenched and drained of everything that he can possibly provide a woman. No. Because once I'm empty, I'm no longer useful and I get discarded anyway. So if you're hard to please, never satisfied, an intentional man would just leave. He'd give up and he'd leave. He wouldn't want you. You're no good. And you're no good in the sense, not like you're not a good woman. You're no good in the sense of if a man wants to maintain a happy and healthy relationship, you're no good. If you cannot be satisfied, you cannot be made happy. That, ladies, is why an intentional man doesn't cheat. Get you an intentional man. Pay attention to his characteristics. Don't say he was intentional because he told you that he wanted a relationship. He pursued you consistently, and he told you he wanted to get. Men talk. Intentional men do. What did he do? And like I said, we don't start off good and then turn bad. If we turn bad, that's who we've always been. So don't ignore these red flags. If you see somebody veering off the path, I'd let them so they can reveal their true character to me. Because to say something about it would help them stay on the track they shouldn't even be on. I normally do these videos to help men, but I got a comment from a woman, and I love that. I love that. I started this to help men, but a woman needing some help too. This is not the He-Man's Women Haters Club. The men who watch these videos love women. I hope this video has helped. If you found anything helpful or if you have questions, go ahead and leave me a comment, like, subscribe. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been yet another episode of The Superb Word. I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. All right.